It's your boy Isaiah, and I am finally back. And I guess to kind of keep it short, I had other videos planned for my first video, but I'm not really big on like the life updates and on that like weird kind of sentimental first day back kind of videos. So I thought I'd start it off with a deck profile. I was hoping that I would have been able to top the PPG event, so this way you guys would have had like a top deck profile. But unfortunately, it just wasn't in the stars. And honestly, this deck isn't bad. I think there were definitely some misplays throughout the event. Definitely some feels bad moments where your opponent top decks certain cards or top decks the out in situations where if they don't top deck it, you know, they would definitely lose. But it is what it is. Sometimes, you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles. But let's kind of hop into this so you guys can kind of see. This deck is pretty decent. I don't know how I feel about it in best of one. I would definitely take out a lot of cards for best of one. For best of three, this deck actually is really probably really good for best of three, being able to side against like weird and awkward matchups. But we can kind of get into it. So we played the Beerus leader. So on his front side, you discard a red or a yellow card, and you get to draw two. So you don't have to attack for that. It's just activate main, and that's one of the reasons why I chose to play this red leader over realistically a lot of other leaders. Just being able to draw on what we would consider turn zero if you go first is really good. It's just seeing that additional card can sometimes help you in certain matchups. His awaken is at 4 or less, untap 2. On the backside, he does not draw, but he has two skills: one activate main and activate battle. The main one that we use is the activate battle, where you get to combo with a red yellow multicolored card from your drop area, realistically a battle card for now. And the activate main is tap 1 red 1 yellow to KO one of your opponent's battle cards. That comes up in you know, some scenarios. It comes up sometimes. You definitely charge a yellow in a game if it goes to a certain length, but it's not like the biggest skill that you're going to use in most situations. But this leader was really good. I actually really had fun with this leader, and I honestly, I'm glad I did play it. But let's kind of start off with the engine that I thought was really good, which it is really good, but where blue and yellow are just in the format, this isn't really that great, and it's the Gogeta engine. This engine, like I said, is really good, but where people are playing the trunks and they can bounce this back and you tap 4 for it, is really it feels bad. Even when they play the Zamasu and they switch it to rest mode, that also kind of is like sometimes really crucial, just because like I said, tapping 4 is really expensive. Even though we play a lot of cards that can like untap our energy, which you'll see later, it just, man, like it just feels bad against a blue deck, and that's realistically like all I can say about that. And blue can play a lot of cards that get around its can't be KO'd skill, just because they can bounce stuff, they can bottom deck stuff. I would take this engine out. There are also certain situations where like you would pitch the Katol for the leader, draw 2, you draw a good card plus a vanilla. You could have, even though I'm only playing 4 vanillas, you really can't play any more than this, unless you want to play like a tricolor with black. There's certain times where like you'd have two of your vanillas in your life, and you'd have 2 of the same like back in deck, so you'd have to like dig for your life, or one of the vanillas might be like the last card in your life or something like that. Like I know there's RNG and all that other stuff, but like honestly, I would take this package out just to get rid of the entire RNG factor, and I would only play this if you plan on going like being able to actually charge a black energy to do other plays with like the 6-drop Gogeta. kind of like some cool tech cards that we play. Testing opposition, I would take this out for Violent Rays. Almost every really good deck this format are playing actual battle cards that are 20k or more, so they can swing on the Boo Unisons. So Violent Rays honestly felt like it would have been way better. We played Heroine's Lineage. The secret rare is not as good as I would hope. Honestly, it should be Kai, because honestly, when you leave an energy up and you're sometimes you give away tails, and most people, when they see the one energy, they're like, okay, he's gonna Kai me on this first swing, I'm gonna swing a couple times and then pass. But when you don't Kai them on the first swing, their mind instantly goes to this and they start comboing differently. And this is good to catch people off guard in the early stages when people don't know about this card, but now that people respect it, it's really not as good as it used to be. We play some other tech cards. One was Kai. This is for Galactic Buster decks. If they ever decided that they wanted to somehow try to Bojack me, I'm bouncing that thing back to the hand ASAP. Like, I don't like dealing with the Bojack or the Vegeta. But outside of that, this card saved me a couple games, and that did work against the Buster. This Piccolo, so it's a double strike, barrier, deflect. His attack cannot be blocked, and the second skill really doesn't matter because we don't play unisons. But when your opponent negates his attack, you can take a life and then burn him a damage. So this is this is one of your finishers. You can put them down to 1 life by just, if they go to 3 or they're at 4, and you can just combo enough to put them there and not die on the crackback. On your next turn, if you're thinking that they have any type of negates or a whole bunch of negates in hand, you just slap this down. There's almost nothing that they can do to this card outside of a few weird choices, and then you swing, they can't negate because they'll die, and you just combo out on it. We play for our yellow package 3 of each ape. I would 100% bump this up to 4 each, just because you don't do anything with your energy on your turn outside of the Gogeta package and maybe this 4-drop King Piccolo. So you have all the free energy to just tap 2 cards, or tap 2 energy, tap 1 energy, and draw a whole bunch of cards, especially because you don't draw on the back. But yeah, these cards were amazing. I would definitely bump those up to 4 each. Then last kind of tech choice, Crown of Retribution. This form of this card is like amazing, especially against blue decks. If they leave 2 energy open, which a lot of times they try to because of the Zamasu, you just slap it down, rip a card. I think there was a game where I played 2 or 3 of these against a guy and he was not having fun. Yeah, this card's really, really strong. All right. So for one of the next engines that we play, this kind of rounds into our red yellow package. Play 3 Bulmas, just because this Bulma searches our self-awakened targets, which is 3 of the 1-drop Whis, which when it's in your drop, you can send it to the warp to take up to 1 life and neg one of your opponent's battle cards by 5k, which comes up sometimes. 2 of the dual color Whis, which is the first target you go to in most situations, just because you need that dual color to be able to combo with on the backside, and you don't want to discard the other dual color that we play. It also has another skill where when it's comboed, you can tap an additional red to give it another plus 5k combo, but that almost never comes up, just because like it goes to the warp after that, or at the end of the combo, and you need to have your dual colors there for the combo for your leader. And then we play 4 the Beerus Arrival. So this arrival is really good because it replaces itself when it comes into play, so it draws a card. It negs 2 of your opponent's battle cards by 10k, which is great. Yeah, well, 10k while they're in rest mode, which is great. The tap 3 skill almost never comes up, but if you do it, you get to neg all your opponent's battle cards in rest mode by 20k, and he gains triple strike. It's okay. Like I said, like if that ever comes up, you can potentially finish the game with this, so that's not bad. And like I said, you don't do anything with your energy on your turn if you're not dropping Gogeta, so you're you're either gonna do tap 2 to KO something, tap 3 to give this triple strike and neg the board, or draw cards with the ape. Next engine, well, we do play Force Engine Beans for obvious reasons. Next engine, our red blue engine. So we'll play 3 of the champ packs, 3 of other cooler, Hercule Boo, and obviously our 4 super combos. Everything about this was good except this card should be a 2 of. I really think Bandai dropped the ball on this card, especially following up with how the Zamasu counterplay hits unisons. I feel like this card for 3 energy, with no deflect, no barrier, 100% should have been able to neg a unison by 25k. So when it comes into play or when it attacks, it gets to neg a battle card by 25k, and that doesn't even ignore barrier. So that's kind of weird, kind of unfortunate. And then they mill the top card. So that's whatever. The milling actually did hit like secret rares and super combos, so that was, you know, pretty clutch. And then at the end of your turn, you can bounce this card back to your hand to untap a red or a blue energy. That definitely comes up a lot. So I would cut this to 2, simply because like once you see one, you really want to see one of these and charge it, and then this one is just there. So this way you can play it, bounce it back, and if they waste time trying to kill this, it is what it is. That's less pressure on your leader. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Thoughts on it? I would take out the Gogeta engine 100%. Just right now, too many counterplays that can, well, the way the format is shaping out with yellow and blue being obviously the best colors, this engine just doesn't cut it. And that's just my honest truth. Everything else about the deck, really do like it. Cutting the cooler down, upping the count on the apes, change the secret rare to the Kai. I think that would honestly make your deck, like if you wanted to test this or play it, like that would make this way better. Yeah, I definitely don't know how this will. Best of 1 is really weird for this also. Best of 3 is definitely way better. Like you can take out some of these weird cards that aren't good in certain matchups. Like you can take out crowns. A lot of people realistically just like they leave like 1 energy open going into like their next turns, unless they're like blue or yellow. Even green taps out because they have dormants, they have the freezes, all that stuff. And maybe put in like violent rays over the testings. You can be able to cycle through certain negates if you want to. But yeah, outside of that, everything else was pretty good about the deck. I actually liked it. But yeah, this is just the start of a new beginning. I will be making a very pretty cool content, a lot of content in the upcoming weeks leading up to nationals, which I will be attending. So yeah, be on the lookout. I appreciate you guys for coming out. And yeah, peace out.